For years, the fitness industry has had a problem defining the term functional, as in functional training or functional exercise. Highly debated term, causes a lot of confusion. Some of the common definitions that we hear are from anywhere from function means three-dimensional movement. Function meaning, another definition is resembles activities of daily life or activities of sport. Another definition is just get strong. You know, functional training is anything that makes you stronger, just lift heavy stuff. Another common definition we hear is how your body is able to utilize, perform fundamental movement patterns. So those are like four of the most popular definitions, and there's lots of permutations throughout the fitness industry. But the problem with functional training isn't different definitions. If you ask us, the problem is that the fitness industry, for whatever reason with this special word, has decided to ignore the dictionary definition. You know, we were taught in school, just like you were, that whenever you wanted to know what a term meant, you looked it up in the dictionary. That way we're all on the same page. You know, as soon as we all just start deciding, hey, screw the dictionary, I'm going to start making up my own definitions, then all of a sudden the world becomes chaos because nobody knows what anybody's talking about. Hence this example of functional training. So our dictionary, or our definition of functional, if you ask us what it really means, comes from the dictionary. So if I just do a quick little web search, I've already pulled it up here on my iPhone. Functional basically says, functional refers to something able to fulfill its purpose or function. And if you look at Webster Dictionary versus the Free Dictionary versus Wikipedia, all of them pretty much say that. So function means purpose. Well, what is purpose? Purpose is a goal. So if function has to do with the goal of your client, then you can't know what a functional exercise is until you know the goal of the client. Meaning, if your goal is to get big like a bodybuilder, to gain hypertrophy, to bodybuild, then biceps curls, even though they're not three-dimensional or whatever, are functional for you. If your goal is to get good at standing on unstable surfaces, then standing on unstable surfaces is very functional training for you. Doing bicep curls would not be functional training for you if your goal is to get good at standing on unstable surfaces. So you get where I'm going with this. So the exercise, regardless of your chosen method, whether you like 3D stuff or fundamental movement patterns or whatever, has nothing to do with function. This is going to the dictionary definition. So you can decide to ignore the dictionary or not, but just understand that we're sticking with the book. So has to do with purpose. So again, the definition of functional training has to do with the goal, doesn't have to do what the exercise looks like or the equipment that you're using. So this brings me to my last point here, where this word functional, even though, you know, we've talked about not getting so arrogant as to think that we can make up our own definitions and just sticking with the dictionary definition, it's just to say this. We don't even get bothered with the functional, what's not anymore. Performance UR approaches this. We call exercises specific or general. So if the exercise is not similar to the goal or to the movement pattern, it still may have a non-direct benefit. For instance, let's say I'm a cross-country skier, or I'm training for cross-country skiing, or let's make it more common one, tennis. But what I say bicep curls are non-functional. People think non-functional bad. Well, doing bicep curls still are going to help me strengthen my tendons, connective tissues, bone density. Could all those things have a indirect carryover to my performance in tennis? Sure they could. Sure they could. They're strengthening my hardware, my body's hardware. And then when I get into the rotary type exercises, things that match the force production patterns of a tennis swing, that's what we call specific exercises. So you can always plug in the word functional for specific, but just keep in mind that functional has to do with the purpose, the specific serving a function. And you don't know what is functional and for anyone until you know what their goal is.